All your smiley faces. All
I
right,
had to
Nate,
smile bigger.
smile bigger. Wake up. Here we go. We are recording.
Adam, it says you're starting on the
Oh, you're
note.
first. You're first on the list, bro.
Look above the word Nate Goals.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so glad this is recording. It'll be hilarious.
It'll
It
be
says
great for
Adam
people.
intro. All right. So welcome everybody. This is your first Shred 10. If this is your 15th Shred 10, if you don't know how many times and have lost count and you just love the Shred 10, I know Nate and myself, we do it almost every month. It's become really a habit and a routine and just a part of our, monthly reset. So welcome to the Shred 10. We are starting on Monday, March 8th, this coming Monday. So hopefully you have the information you need. Hopefully you have the supplies you need, or perhaps they are on their way. And we're just excited to have you here. So the first thing we want to do is really, really important is setting a goal. And I don't want to steal any of Nate's thunder because setting a goal, a personal goal going into the shred is really important because otherwise the guidelines can be overwhelming and a bit daunting. So Nate's going to talk a little more about that.
Yeah, absolutely. Goal setting is key for success because otherwise, what you could end up doing is just coming each month to the shred and not even be sure why you're shredding or what you're doing it for, or if you're making any progress, towards anything. So you want to start, you want a super big general goal that you're aiming for. Maybe your goal is you want to lose 10 pounds, or you want to have more energy, or you want to lower your blood pressure, or maybe you want to you know I don't know, you want to eat sugar only one day a week instead of 7 days a week, 3 meals a day. Whatever it is, you need some big goal, some place where you're heading, and a very specific place that you'll know when you've succeeded at that goal. So, for example, a bad goal, a goal you don't want to set is, I want to eat better, because you never know when you finish. You don't have a destination. I want to eat better. What does that mean? How do you know when you get there? You don't have a way to know. So instead of I want to eat better, maybe I want to eat salad for lunch 5 days out of 7 each week. Now that's a goal. That's something you can know when you succeeded. So you need some big goal that you're heading for, that the shred is going to support you in. And there's so many out there that the shred can support you in. If you are not sure about how your goal can fit in with the shred, talk to the person who brought you into the shred. They will help you sort it all out. It'll be wonderfully, massively easy. The second part you need is goal tracking. So it's nice to know that you're going to get there, where you want to go, but you got to make sure you're actually making progress towards it. So being able to say, okay, maybe I want to, well, let's put it this way. If you're going to be shredding, it's probably worthwhile to have a notebook or a Word document or a notepad or something, a notes thing in your phone where you can just sort of keep a couple notes for each month. And it doesn't have to be drastic. It doesn't have to take a lot of time. Just something like, if your goal is to lose 10 pounds and then 10 pounds. Okay, so at the end of this month, you started out at this one weight. At the end of this month, when you finish your first round of shredding, where's your weight? Did you make progress? Like this month, I lost 2 pounds, or this month I lost 5 pounds or half a pound, whatever it is. Next month, you come back, you shred again. You say, okay, I lost half a pound last month. I shred again. I'm building my habits. And then at the end of the month, how am I doing? Oh, I lost another 2 pounds. I've lost 2.5 pounds now. So you can sort of have some physical way to see your progress. And there are many people in this world who will say, oh, it's all good. I can keep track of that. I just know, like I've lost this much weight. Yes, but it's so much more powerful if you see it. If you have it there to look at and you see it, it's so much more powerful to be able to look back and say, okay, last month I lost a half pound. This month I lost 2 pounds. Or if your goal is to eat 5 salads a week, being able to say last month I got to 2 salads a week, and then I just got sick of the whole thing. I couldn't stand anything green anymore for the sake of my soul. And then this month I'm going to aim for 3, whatever it is. But some way to track your goal and how you're doing. If your goal is to be able to do a 200-pound deadlift, how much did you do last month? How much did you do this month? And then finally, chunking. Some people don't like that word. If you don't like that word, I apologize. But chunking, it is an actual psychological term. It's the idea of taking something big and breaking it down into smaller, manageable parts. So again, if your goal is to lose 10 pounds, for the shred, what you want to look at is you want to look at, okay, what's my goal for this shred? Like, obviously, I want to do the whole shred, but what's something I really want to hone in on above everything else, very strict with, that I'm going to hone in on above everything else to help me achieve that goal. Maybe it's not eating the sugar. Maybe it's not the non-alcohol. Maybe it's the, whatever. But picking something in the shred that's going to help you in that goal. And then also being able to say, I'm doing this because by the end of this shred, I want to achieve what? I want to achieve lost half a pound. I want to achieve a quarter of a pound. I want to achieve an extra 2 pounds on my deadlift, whatever it is. So you have your little tiny things that you're doing, your little tiny pieces. You're tracking them through each shred as you go each month, and you're heading towards your big destination of a big, awesome goal that you're going to be excited about. And that's all there is to goal tracking. It's not complicated. It can all fit on a 3x5 index card. You can put it all on there. Everything you need will fit on there just fine each month. And Adam.
Awesome. So I want to talk just for a few minutes about engagement. Now, whether you're in Nate's shred group or whether you're in Pam and our shred group, we have a way of communicating with each other, and that's important because, like Nate was saying about goal setting, we can try to do these things on our own, but it tends to be more difficult. So if we set these goals, and then we have a support system, which is this shred group in place to help us reach these goals, we are far more likely to be successful. And we don't want to join this shred to bomb and fail. We want to be successful. We want to create healthy habits in our daily life, in our diet, in how we live, right? And so the support group in the community is really important. So I would encourage you every single day to engage that community. Take a part in that community. Have conversation with that community. Share your struggles with that community. Share your wins. Man, I woke up and I wanted coffee so bad. This is my hardest thing. This is my hardest thing. Usually during the shred, I only reduce my level of coffee because me with zero coffee is a scary sight. So I have realistic goals. I usually reduce the level of caffeine I drink, and I focus really hard on everything else to get that good detox going on. But that accountability, that community, and inspiring each other, because your story matters, what you're going through matters, what you're working through matters during the shred. And it's more, for me, the shred is so much more than just the guidelines. And I'll talk about that near the end, but it really is about engaging the mind, the body, and the soul. It's a reset in my mind on all of those things. When you shred, yes, there's guidelines to follow, but let's take out the mind trash, huh? Let's take out the mind trash. Let's be really careful about what we put in there, and let's have that community hold us accountable to that, right? Because what we take in, what we consume in our mind, it eventually wears on us. It becomes a part of us. Turn off the news, man. Like, detox from the news. That's the detox we need. So maybe we make that part of our shred 10. Focus not just on the body, okay, but focus on yourself as a whole, mind, body, soul. That I fully believe that, and that's how I personally approach every shred. So Nate, how do we make the most of this? It's just 10 days, right? It's a short amount of time. How can we make the most of it, especially if it's our first time shredding?
Yeah. So, um, like the shred, people can look at those guidelines and go, I can't do that. Like, and which is very, very normal, natural human reaction. It's like, if you're Christian or Catholic, it's like saying, this is the worst Lent ever coming at you right now. And, here's the thing. Now, the first thing we have to remember is focus on your goal. Yeah, so assuming since we talked about goals, you're setting a goal now. So focus on your goal and not the things you have to give up. And secondly, if you want that goal, if you want that success that the shred can offer you, participating at the highest level possible is going to get you there the quickest. And it's going to get you there the most effectively and the least painfully. Because the way the shred's designed is designed to give you a means by which you can eliminate everything that doesn't serve your body and put in things that do serve your body and do it with minimal pain. Because what most people do when they want to change their diet and lifestyle is they say, oh, I'm never going to eat sugar again. Totally no problem. Just cut out sugar. Sayonara, see ya. I'm done with sugar. But then they don't replace it with anything. They don't put anything in place of those calories they ate every day of sugar. And so suddenly, not only are we not eating sugar anymore, we're also cutting out however many calories per day that we're used to and not replacing it. And the body's going, wait, I don't have anything sweet and I'm starving. This is bad. And that's why so many people fail, because we don't give ourselves what we need to succeed. And with the shred, we're taking our Juice Plus, we're using our shakes, we're exercising, we're drinking water, and those first three there, the capsules, the shakes, and water, those three things alone can do wonders to stop cravings and problems and challenges and replacing calories that we're cutting out. Absolute wonders for that. So when we say 2 shakes a day, we don't say that because we want you to eat more shakes. We say that because we want you to cut out more bad calories and have something good to replace those calories with, something amazing to replace. Even if your breakfast is pretty solid, like if you do eggs and scrambled eggs with cheese and toast every day, that's not a bad breakfast. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. But man, it's not going to be the same as 20 plants in a smoothie, especially if you blend it with kale and spinach and things like that. Not going to be the same at all. Both are good, but the shake's going to be so much better for you and do so much more for you. And that's what it's all about. It's giving your body what it needs so that it can do what you need it to do and not have it focus on, oh, I don't have sugar and things like that. So if you participate at the highest level, that's the way you get to where you want to go the quickest. Now, not everyone can do that. Adam already mentioned he can't kick his coffee. It's just not good. It's not
you,
a
brother.
thing. Yep.
Right.
Okay, Diane's in the
Not
same boat.
completely,
Like,
anyways.
yeah, you take away my coffee, I might kill somebody. I'll end up on the news. I'm supposed to detox from the news, and now I'm the star of it. This is bad. So,
right.
Listen, I have to tell you, I read that and I went, I don't mind giving up the salt and the sugar and the toxins.
I was going to mention that.
Coffee.
So do we drink our coffee black? Like all of our meals are going to be different. And so do we. We need to kind of adjust them to what's going to work for us. Yeah.
Absolutely. And so like you can scale it down. Just keep in mind, the more you scale the shred down, the less effective it can be. So one of the common things that people will do is instead of 2 shakes, they'll say, well, I'll only do 1 shake. I don't have enough shakes for 2 a day. I'll just do 1. You're cutting out a lot of really awesome calories that way. Now, or they say, well, I'll just do a shake when I have a chance. Well, that now you're even worse. Coffee, so suggestions we have for coffee is 1, if you drink it with stuff in it, go to black coffee, or 2, go to decaf coffee, or which still has a little bit of the caffeine in it, or 3, switch to tea. Specifically, the highest levels, if you have to go with black tea, okay. If you can go to green tea, even better. If you can go to herbal tea, best, you know. I myself, I drink a lot of peppermint tea on the shred, and that's my go-to deal. You know, for like exercise, if you're at a place where you're just like, I'm not an exerciser and a 5-minute walk is your workout, awesome. Start there. Use your goals so you don't stay there. You know, don't be doing a 5-minute walk 5 months from now when you've been shredding every month. Build on that. But like, you know, if you have to scale these things down, you can do that. Just remember, the more you scale it down, the more you reduce its effectiveness. Not going to stop its effectiveness, but you reduce it. And just realize it'll take you a bit longer to get to your goals potentially. And then finally, I sort of touched on this a little bit. Don't get stuck. So if you come back every month with the exact same goal, the exact same ideas, you know, my goal for the shred is to lose 10 pounds. Well, how many did you lose last month? Half a pound. Did you get any back? Half a pound, you know.
Right.
And so my goal is to lose 10 pounds. Okay. And it's the same thing every month. And every month you say, I'm going to reduce the shred the same way. I'm going to drink black coffee instead of coffee with stuff. And I'm only going to have 1 beer a night instead of 3, you know. If you're doing that same thing every month, then you're getting stuck. And you're not hurting yourself, but you're not helping yourself either. And again, that's where that goal tracking comes into play. So you can look at your notebook or whatever and say, oh, I've been doing the same thing every month for 5 months now. I got to get better at this. Final thing on this then is like the one thing that's easy to miss, and maybe the biggest key component to the shred is around days 6, 7, 8, somewhere around there. We talked to you about the live it period, the part where after the shred, you say, okay, I'm not going to do the whole shred for the rest of the month, but I'm going to pick 3 or 4 things that I'm going to try and make into habits. Or maybe I'm only going to pick one thing and make that a habit, something that becomes a regular part of my life. So for the rest of the month, maybe I'll focus on drinking water, plenty of water every day, so that next month when I come to the shred, I got that down. It's not something I have to struggle with. Or if maybe your part for the live it is, I'm going to focus on drinking half-calf coffee, so that next time the shred comes along, you know, I'm a little bit better on the caffeine take, you know. Or I'm going to focus on exercise, so the next time the shred comes around, I can do a 10-minute walk instead of a 5. Those types of things. Do not forfeit the live it part. It's probably the most important part, because it's what sets you up for success the next month. And Mr. Adam.
Awesome. Thank you, Nate. So I just wanted to wrap up and end, I said earlier, our story is so powerful, and it's important to share in the community that you're a part of, and really embrace that community and use that community, and ask questions if you have questions. But I know a lot of us have done the shred in the past, and it's great to hear testimonies, what the shred has done for us, and you haven't heard from my lovely wife yet. So I'm going to have her talk about her past shred experiences and what it's done for her and what she's looking forward to in this shred, really.
So your camera's so high.
There you go.
Thank you. Awesome. So I'm Pam, and I have done the shred pre-pregnancy, pregnant, and post-pregnancy. Just recently, we had our 7th child. And so I did the shred while pregnant, and it really helped set me up for a very healthy, successful labor. And so this time, now we're post-baby, I'm really looking for to shred or shed some of the baby weight. I'm almost already, because I think I've doing the shred before, I've already almost back to pre-pregnancy, and it's only been a month, which is awesome. So I'm like 10 pounds away. So I know the shred is going to be really helpful for that. And, my goals. So my big goal is to get back to that pre-pregnancy weight. Small goal is to continue. I've been exercising regularly with my oldest daughter, and she's been my greatest cheerleader. So, find that buddy that locks arms with you, because she does, and keeps me accountable. And so exercise and water. Those are the two things that I struggle the most with. So that's really where I'm starting. So that's it. What do you have?
Cool. That's great. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So for me, I guess I'm a lot taller than you tonight.
You
So
are.
I'm usually not this. Anyways, so for me, the Shred 10 was such a gift and such a blessing, because deep down over time, what it's really done for me is it's healed my relationship with food. And what that means for me is, growing up, I didn't have the best relationship with food, because I was overweight. I was a big guy. Okay. And so food was the enemy, because it made me fat. Okay. That's just the way it is. And so coming into the Shred, finding Juice Plus, I had embraced healthy habits before finding Juice Plus, and this was really the icing on the cake. And the Shred 10 program helped to heal that relationship with food, because it's not so much, hating all food. It's finding the right food that the body needs, real food, whole food. Okay. And so that was really what it helped me discover. And Nate talked about the 2 shakes. The 2 shakes are so important. So this go round for this Shred, it's my focus is going to be water, exercise, and sleep. I usually get enough water. Last night I didn't sleep for beans, so I need to focus in on my sleep. I need to get to bed earlier, and I need to get that habit in line, and I need to exercise every single day. So those are my personal goals for the Shred. Nate, give us a quick testimony. Preach.
All right. So the Shred has been a real blessing in my life. One of the experiences I had when I started with Juice Plus took a handful of months, but it occurred, was taking care of seasonal allergies. I'm still technically allergic to everything, but I don't have the symptoms anymore, and that was a great blessing for me. And the thing that really cinched it was the Shred 10, was just changing what I eat, how I eat, when I eat, those types of things. And then since then, the biggest thing the Shred does is it's that constant monthly reminder of like, oh yeah, I do care about what I eat. I do, like, usually by the end of the month, I still have some good habits that I was trying to work on, but something starts slipping. Some other area starts slipping a little bit. And when the Shred comes around, it's like, oh yeah, that's right. Let's get focused again, and let's get honed in on this. But basically it keeps me accountable and on target and from going off the deep end. And so, like, for this month, I've got exercise down finally. That was when I worked on for a long time, was a consistent way to exercise. Now, I had lots of ways that I did exercise, but a consistent way was a challenge. And so we got that down. We'll be working on water, and that's one that slips very easily for me. Water very easily slips for me. And then we'll also be working on, excuse me, we'll also be working on the sleep part as well. That's pretty good, but it can be better. It can always be better.
Yeah.
And then, the other thing that comes along well too is that's been a blessing for me is being able to lead a Shred group like that. If you want accountability, lead a Shred group. Get a group of people together who want to. You don't even have to be a rep to do this. Like, you just have to say, like, hey, I'm doing this thing. I'm happy to walk through it with you. My friend Adam or Nate, they're help you with all the supplies you need. But I want to walk through this with you and lead you, because it's going to keep you super accountable and it's going to help you too. Yeah, lead a Shred group. That will keep you very accountable very easily.
Very true. Mom, did you want to chime in?
You're gonna put me on the spot?
Well, you don't have to, but you've shredded many times, so
I have.
if you wanted to.
I think sleep's a big one for me too.
Mm.
And cutting sugar right now. I've gotten really bad with that lately. Just a lot of emotional stuff going on. I'm an emotional eater. So yeah, I need to get, you said like when that core, when you said mind, body, and soul. So that's what I think I need to focus on is the whole thing.
Yeah, that's
Definitely.
so important. Diane, before we end, I'd love to hear what your major goal is for this first shred. What are you going to be focusing on?
Oh, well, I'm relieved that I can take it slow on the coffee.
Yes.
I got to tell you, I
Yay.
figured, okay, I'll get a head start before Monday, and I haven't had any coffee, and I got a headache. I guess I am addicted. I didn't think I was.
Yes.
Although I only drink one every once in a while. I might have 2 cups of coffee, which is better than it used to be several
Yeah,
years.
that's not bad. That's not
Yeah.
bad.
So, I know that I need to get to bed on time. My husband is so good. He goes to bed clockwork. And usually once he goes to bed, I'm like, hey, I got the remote.
Oh,
And-
right. Yeah.
And I end up falling asleep in front of the TV and coming to bed, probably about 12:30, 1 o'clock, instead of having gone to bed between 9:30 and 10. If I would just do that, it would be so smart. But, there's this control issue. I like having the remote.
I get
Yeah.
that.
Anyone who's a
Get
woman
that.
knows what I'm talking about. So I do have to get better. I've kind of slipped on the water. I had been doing really good, and I've got to concentrate on that. So the water, the sleep. I have been in the process of losing weight. I was telling Adam the other day, I'm actually 74 pounds lighter than I was 5 years ago. So I've been working my way down and learning along the way. I'm grateful to have like a little support group where I can, say, hey, I'm actually looking at the wallpaper today, wondering if it's sweet.
Can I eat this?
Yeah. Is it gonna taste
I know.
Like Willy Wonka, right? He had wallpaper that had
Oh,
tape.
true. It was flavored. Yeah.
And you're right. A lot of times the emotional things that kick in, it's like the first thing you want to put in your mouth is something sweet. So over the course of this weight loss journey, I have been learning to be diligent to make sure that I'm taking in a few fruits a day, which actually helps with making sure my body gets something sweet. I try to be very careful about not ODing on sugar, but I also try to be very careful not to be ODing on carbs, which turn into sugar and will sometimes trigger that, I want sugar thought in the mind. So I really, between now and June, actually by around the 1st of June, I really would like to lose another 25 pounds. Because then I'll hit actually 26, because then I'll hit my 100 pounds.
Awesome.
I had been doing good walking even during the winter. The last 5 weeks, I haven't been out there walking because I had my leg was bothering me. So I know we've straightened that out and taken care of, and made the changes that need to be changed. So I know I need to start getting back out there and walking. I was, all during the fall, walking 2 to 3 miles a day.
Yeah.
So I'd like to work back up to that, but it's hard during the winter when you got the ice and the snow, and we don't have sidewalks where I am. So it's tough to be out there walking sometimes when you can't even see the white line because they haven't cleared the roads enough for you to be able to. So
We don't even have white lines on our road.
No,
Wow.
you don't.
They
No, you
just gave
don't.
up.